Woo! Hold on. Give me a minute. All right. Like and subscribe. We're back. So, I finally did it right. um, my older video that I had set up, I think I may have to delete it. Go back. Okay. All right. Let's go back. All right, let's go back. Hold on 1 second. Okay. All right. All right. So I see the other one I'm streaming on. Good to go. Okay, so there's been I'm gonna give you guys some news. It's pretty much old news, but it is what it is. It's still news, all right. So whew, finally there. Took a minute. Took a minute. Yo, this live thing. Now I know why YouTube pays big bucks for it, cause it takes a lot. Takes a lot, man. Like you gotta get the video ready, you gotta get the stuff prep, you gotta get the links, descriptions, you gotta do all this stuff, man. Wow, wow. All right, whew, let's give myself an applause. Give myself an applause. All right, so I got man. By the time I'm done, it's gonna be dinner time. All right, okay. So what are we gonna talk about first? What are we gonna talk about first? All right, first we're gonna go to Judge blocks Trump's fast track deportation plans. For now, we all know Trump. He's not playing. When he wants things done, he's gonna get it done. So give me a second. Give me a second to segue. Mm, 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 mm. First of all, man, look at that news anchor lady. Mm. Wow, amazing. Amazing. All right, let's take this off of mute and golly. I love that color. Bam.
Setback in the administration's immigration enforcement efforts. The case focuses on the government's use of expedited removals. The Trump administration expanded its scope in January as part of a policy shift so that non-citizens who were arrested anywhere in the country could be quickly removed if they cannot show they've been in the country for 2 years. In her opinion, federal district court judge Gia Cobb sides with immigrant advocacy group Make the Road, saying the court does not cast doubt on the constitutionality of the expedited removal statute, nor in its long-standing application at the border. It merely holds that in applying the statute to a huge group of people living in the interior of the country who have not previously been subject to expedited removal, the government must afford them due process. The procedures currently in place fall short. Cobb, a Biden appointee, argues the government risks removing people who now have a, quote, weighty liberty interest in staying in the U.S., unlike people who were traditionally quickly removed after crossing the border. So the administration is likely to appeal, of course. A spokesman for the Department of Homeland Security tells the New York Times Cobb's ruling ignores the president's clear authority.
Okay, I paused this for a reason. Listen, I think what's gonna happen soon with all this court intervening and all this stuff, it takes money. It takes money. It takes money for the Trump administration to fight it. It takes money for the states to fight it. So I think a clear thing that's gonna happen soon, maybe, in my opinion, maybe there might be some kind of relief for these immigrants that's already here because we know TPS was enacted to help out the immigrants, but at the same time, it brought a lot of money to the U.S. because the amount of money you needed to pay for the TPS was a lot. So, if I can have an opinion on this, right? I'm not an expert, nor am I, the leading whatever, right? I think what may happen soon, you know what? Let me pin off to myself because this lady's amazing. I'm getting distracted. Hold on one second. One second. One second. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. My gosh. My gosh. All right. So what I think may happen is I think in some way somehow towards end close to midterms, I think they're gonna come up with a solution that's like, okay, cool. We've deported enough people. There's still people here. It's gonna take a while before everything gets done. You never know. They might enact a different type of TPS, raise up the costs, and then this is speculations. This is not real. And then allow the people who are here with somewhat of a legal status, right? That's seeking asylum, possibly maybe, to have a different type of TPS, right? Now, this is hopeful and to help those who are already here that's actually not in gangs like they've claimed, not bad behaviors or bad actors like they claim. Um, who knows? That might be something in the future that they're looking into because obviously they're brainstorming and who knows what might happen. Um, so this is something that I see that's probably going to be enacted soon because remember, midterm is coming. So Republicans want to put themselves in a good light, especially with those who are family of people who are voters, who happen to have people in illegal immigration situations, right? Um, they may want a way out to help their family members, and if that's the case, then I'm pretty sure this administration is going to figure a way to help people out that's actually doing good um, for the country, that's actually here in good standings or have expired standings or what may be that's good and good nature. You know what I'm saying? All right. So with all that said, let's pen back onto this beautiful, beautiful anchor lady, ma'am, sir.
Authorities and that the department was
Golly.
exercising its full authority under federal law by placing illegal aliens who have been here for less than 2 years into expedited removal. This comes as the White House says it's ramping up its immigration crackdown in sanctuary cities, calling it a national security and public safety concern. Griff.
So, Maddie, just a quick follow up so that our viewers understand, does this halt all deportations?
All deportations, it's not really clear in that front. So we'll have to look into the opinion to see what this is. But it is a big move and, again, a huge setback for the administration regarding its immigration crackdown, Griff.
Yeah, quite a Friday night surprise heading into Labor Day weekend. Madeline Rivera in Washington. Yeah. Madeline, thank you.
You got it.
All right, here to dig into all of this, former acting ICE director, former DHS official, and former federal prosecutor Jonathan Fahey. Jonathan, this was quite a surprise last night, and it's interesting as this Biden-appointed judge, Judge Cobb, is saying that, you cannot do this fast track or expedited removals. But I think it's worth pointing out, I do believe that under President Obama, certainly there were millions deported, many of them, if not a majority of them, on fast track. So it's not like this is necessarily new. What's your read on it?
That's exactly right, Griff. It's not exactly new. And what her ruling is, it just basically eliminated the expansion that the Trump administration put into place, which the North.
I want to congratulate Fox for doing this because this guy was a former Biden deportation, guy. and bringing him on like shows that they're bipartisanness, because sometimes Fox has a there's a stigma that's on Fox that majority of the people that goes on here are pro Republican. Like this guy obviously was on a Democratic we call it um what's the word I'm looking for? Um well, he was part of the Biden administration, let's use that, right? And he was able to work on deportation. So in a way, he's I don't know if he's Republican or Democrat, but he was working for the Democrats. So them doing this and bringing forth like people who are of different parties, I like it. I like it. I think this is very bipartisan and um, reaching across the aisle in a way. So I like that. I like that. Let's see what he's got to say.
Normal expedited removal policy is if it's within 14 days of entry and within 100 miles of the border, you can be expeditedly removed, meaning you don't have to go through the immigration judge process. The Trump administration expanded that to a full 2 years and anywhere in the country. So that's all that applies. So the Trump administration will appeal this. But I think what's kind of interesting about this, and you see this in a lot of immigration cases, it's almost like people that violate the law for a longer period of time are treated better, when in fact it almost seems like it should be the opposite. But I fully expect they'll appeal this, and there are many tools in the toolkit, and these people will still be deported. They'll just have to go through a longer process in the immigration court. But a lot of them, again, aren't going to want to go through that process if they ultimately are going to lose at the end, and they know the Trump administration has the resolve to not only deport them, but also to not let them in and not let them have benefits if they're still remaining here.
And so just to be clear, Jonathan, you may have heard I put Maddie just a little bit on the spot because we don't really know where the ruling, but this doesn't necessarily halt all deportations currently.
Yeah, correct. It does not halt all deportations, and it does not even halt all expedited removal deportations.
And this is another thing, like most of these cases are not pretending towards everybody that's in this immigration issue. Those who are legal may not even have to worry about this, right? Because you may just be here on a student visa, that's legal. You may be here on a tourist visa, that's legal. You may be here on a visiting visa, that's legal. You may be here on a uh, green card and other stuff, that's legal. So this is, in my opinion, I think the worry is mostly on those who are just people who are just not on good standing. This is mostly focusing on, but people who are on good standings, a lot of times they worry because they think this is gonna affect them. This guy's saying that it's not going to affect everybody, and this is, But anyways, let's go.
Just the expanded group that the Trump administration put into place at the beginning of this year, and was also put into place in also the first Trump administration in 2019 as well.
All right, let's talk about this. The man at the center of the deportation battle now wants to silence the Trump administration attorneys for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, asking a federal judge to issue a gag order against top White House officials this week to stop them making comments that could sway a jury against him, including accusations of
asylum case first. He already lost that case previously. He already claimed asylum, and he was not granted asylum, although he got withholding from being removed to El Salvador because it was going to be arguably too dangerous for him to return there. But to claim asylum successfully, you have to have a fear of persecution and torture or physical violence if you return to your home country. He didn't show that before. And the other thing you have to show is that there's no suitable third party country that could take him into custody. So both of those are not really in play because he's already lost on the first one, and El Salvador is in fact substantially safer than it was when he first made that claim. And then there are multiple third parties that he can be sent to, including, I believe it's Uganda is the one they're talking about now. So he's going to lose this case. It'll gum it up a little bit in the court to keep him here but detained. The other issue on the pretrial publicity, that's a frequent claim in a lot of court cases that have a lot of publicity. I think where where the defense will lose on that is they're not just commenting, meaning the administration isn't commenting on the case, they're commenting on policy in general. And I think a court is going to be reticent to say an administration can't comment on immigration policy as a whole. And typically courts rule in favor of free speech and just assume or presume a jury will follow the instructions to make their decision based on what's heard in court. But the most important thing is I don't think this case ever goes back to Tennessee, because once they let him out, the Trump administration is going to deport him. So I don't think it will really ultimately come into play at all.
Yeah, and we still continue, Jonathan, to see Democrats rallying around Abrego Garcia in the name of due process. And as you point out rightfully, not once but twice, he's received a final order of removal for entering the country illegally. And that's the crux of where this all begins. Do you see, has he gotten his fair due process rights or not?
Yeah, he on the immigration front, certainly he has, and he'll get even more process, so that at the end of it, when he gets removed, he will have gotten more process than virtually any other illegal immigrant. But again, it does raise questions. Is this really the Democrats' concern? Because they do seem to be opposing any immigration measures, anything to crack down on illegal immigrants, any place people are housed, or anything else. So it seems like, it's certainly fair to infer that their motive isn't due process, but it's to keep the illegal aliens in this country because they think it's the most politically advantageous for them as a party.
That's what I wanted to go on. That's what I wanted to go on. Yo, it seems like it's sad. It's sad. But while they're doing all this stuff, hold on, let me pen off to myself. Yeah, while they're doing all this stuff to try to keep immigration here, a lot of times it incites the fact, well, not incite, but in a way it shows that it's more motivated politically than it is actually.
Jonathan, Democrats also continue to be up in arms over allegations.
Yeah, like I said, it seems like it's more motivated politically than to actually help the people, because there's things that they could do to actually help the people. There's laws these people can come up with to push through to actually help the people, instead of just talking about it and then coming out and just doing a press conference. They can actually come together and be like, okay, cool, you know what, let's see if we can figure out this law to help these people. These are rules set there, and let's present it to the president or the administration, see what's going on. That's my opinion. But anyways, I hope most of these people get good news, and those who are doing good, I hope they actually get good resolutions. You know what I mean, as far as immigration goes. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me go back, pin back onto myself. When I say pin back onto myself, I'm just saying put the camera back on me only, or what I'm talking about. All right, cool. So yeah, there we go. Immigration, there it is right there. That's what's going on. Trump lost the case, I guess, for now. Who knows if he's gonna fight it, but it is what it is. So that was the judge ruling, but who knows what's gonna happen next. And yeah. So like and subscribe again, Levi Pell. All right, cool. Hold on one second. All right. I do that because every time I'm gonna show the next clip, I need to know what point of the video to actually go to actually clip this off. So in case you're wondering, why does he keeps going back and forth? All right. Okay, next. This one we're actually gonna do a shirt for. See, it's 4:20, like around 5 is usually when the family come get me for food. All right. Oh, excuse me, just burped. Pardon me. Some good tea. Mm, mm. Some good caffeine. Yeah. All right. All right. So this next one. Let's wait for a little bit. All right. Hundreds more National Guard troops flow into D.C. as six Republican governors give Trump support. Wow. Wow. Amazing. 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 I like that tie he's got on. I like that tie he's got on. That looks. You're looking sharp, my guy.
Several Republican-led states that are aiding President Trump's show of force. We've heard from governors in 6 states.
Woo-wee. I love those uniforms. Let's go back. Bam. 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 So, just so you guys know, majority of the people that's coming in is the MP, military police. And I think the additional forces that's coming in from other units, other locations, are support. But military police, I think they're the main one that's handling this case as far as like getting control, making sure safety is promoted throughout the area and all that stuff, right? So, man, ooh wee, ooh wee, I love that uniform. Oh man, shoot, I'm getting this. Whew, I'm getting excited. That uniform's amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That camo. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Man. Huh? Look at that. Look at the flag. Woo. Look at that. Look at the camo. Army right there. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, this is a good time to show you. Hold up. Let me pin off back onto myself real quick. Give me a second. Alright, so I'm gonna talk about it soon. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk about it soon. Alright. So, you know what? Dang it, I should have done it. It's okay, I'm still gonna do it. I should have turned on the heat press also. You know what? While we're talking about this, I'm gonna turn on the heat press so that way I can get things going. It's like 2 minutes. Heat press takes a little bit longer. It is what it is. But alright, hold on one second. I'm gonna plug the heat press, get it going. Alright, cool. Heat press is on. Alright, got the heat press going. Alright, I'm gonna make 2 shirts because the previous segment I was supposed to do a shirt, right? That's why I said I would do. So this is what I'm about to do. Bam! Right? If you see it, alien, right? E.T. running away from ice. Bam! And then, ooh, this one is nice. I got a mech with the soldiers, right? Coming to DC. There it is. Those are the ones I'm gonna get ready. Bomb. They're gonna be bomb. Yeah. Hold on. Let me put it back on, cause man, that's whew, those soldiers outfits get me excited. That's what I'm talking about, man. Hold up. Give me a second. I'm gonna go back. In case you guys didn't know, I was honorably discharged from National Guards. So currently I'm in IR. So it is what it is. All right. As far as I know for now. So all right, let's get this started. Whew, whew. Man, I love that camo. Mm. I didn't like the old ones that they had, which was the digital, but the new ones, mm. Yep, yep, they right.
In 6 states, West Virginia, Mississippi, Ohio, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Louisiana, they have all agreed to deploy state National Guard troops to join the 800 D.C. troops that have already been activated by President Trump. And the video shows Guard troops now helping law enforcement at 10 different metro stations in D.C. President Trump claims crime was out of control in the nation's capital, though local officials are calling the troop buildup politically motivated.
This is the one thing I love about the U.S., right? The U.S. makes army makes up of so many different varieties of people. You got anybody that's come to the U.S. has the potential, as long as everything is straight and the immigration is straight and they're good and in good standing, they can actually join the army and support and help the country and defend the um, Constitution of the U.S. Right? So it's an amazing process. I'm not trying to promote U.S. Army or anything, but hey, if you go, there's a lot of discounts and benefits. Like, listen, they did a lot good for me. You feel me? So I'm not telling you you join or anything. I'm not. But man, I had. This is one of the reasons why I'm able to build all this, and have what I have, besides from work, my regular civilian work or whatever. But yeah, like, man, and you get to meet great people too. They're like amazing. You learn team efforts. Okay, I'm gonna hold my tongue because I'm trying my best not to do any type of promotion or anything. Just, man, U.S. Army is the best. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, and the stuff they got, equipment, man. Whew. Thing is, you guys see stuff that's old, but when you get in there, there's things that's new, that's there. High tech, high tech. But it is what it is. Let's get back to this.
They're pointing to statistics that show violent crime in D.C. is at a 30-year low. We're going to bring in ABC News senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez.
Let's go back a little bit. I want to talk about this scene real quick. Hold on. Bam. This right here, to me, it's amazing. Amazing. You have the police getting backup to help them out. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh my gosh, right? This is horrible. Why are they being deployed?" Look, when the whole thing happened with the Biden administration and COVID and all that stuff, right? Hospitals were needing help. You had places that needed help. You know what they did? They sent in the National Guard. Like, where I was working, right? At the time, I was already out, already discharged, and I was just in the IO or whatever. But there was guards there, and I got to talk to them. We kicked in, and they explained to me what was happening, this and that, and they were there helping out. They were helping out. They were at hospitals. They were at places that needed help. They were at a lot of places that needed assistance. And this is one of the things that a lot of people don't realize. Like, yo, you have services there to actually help the country. Utilize it. Now, currently, we heard any bad things happening, right? All they doing is supporting, right? You have a police, what do you call it? Police department that's low of staff and needs help to defend the country. What more than to ask the guards to help out, right? So all they doing is helping out, supporting the country, and doing what they can. As soon as their job is done, they're gone. And it was the same thing during the Biden administration. They sent in the National Guard. So I don't know what's happening as far as like what they saying. I physically saw them with my own eyes, right? So yeah, so they just helping out, making things a lot safer. Like you have people able to go to stores and stuff like that. Who knows what the greater agenda is? But at the end of the day, for now, this is good. People get to walk out. You haven't heard about drive-bys or anything like that. But it is what it is. All right, let's return back to this.
Is at a 30-year low. We're going to bring in ABC News senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez for more on this now. So, Louis, under the law here, troops, they have a different set of, I guess, laws that they have to follow, but also the ability of what they can do, what they can't do here. It's different from police. Can you break down what they can and cannot do?
Looking good.
That's right, Trevor. Right now, the National Guardsmen who are on duty inside the nation's capital essentially do not have law enforcement authority. So that is what they're doing right now, is they're providing support to law enforcement officials. Now, and one of the things that you're noticing in this imagery of all of these National Guardsmen at the nation's national monuments area is that they are unarmed. Now, we have from sources that the expectation is that over in coming days, they will be armed. Now, the question then becomes for what purpose? They, of course, have the right of self-defense, but potentially it may be some kind of new mission that might require the use of arms. But again, currently not armed, and so as of now, all they are doing is providing law enforcement authorities with support, and they do not have the authority to arrest anybody.
When do we expect those additional troops to get to the area?
So, as you mentioned, there are about 6 states that are providing, now have committed to provide hundreds more additional troops to the National Guard mission here in the nation's capital. So we're talking about maybe 800, 850 more coming from those 6 states. The first to start arriving are the ones from West Virginia. They are already here, and slowly by slowly they will be integrated into this mission here in the nation's capital. Part of the reason why they're getting additional forces here, about 2,400 forces for the National Guard here in D.C., but they probably need additional personnel because they have training requirements still. This is not just a National Guard mission here in the nation's capital for support. They also have to keep up with their training, so they probably need additional personnel to enable them to keep up with all of those different assignments that they have to keep up with.
Right. Louis Martinez for us. Louis, thank you so much.
And they say that the mayor of
Come on. Hold up. I didn't catch this fast enough. Give me a quick second. By the way, guys, this is Anton Daniels. Amazing, amazing guy. Amazing guy. All right. This the guy I watch often. So, support for him. All right. All right. So, gonna have to clip this off. But, yeah. Amazing. Check him out. His channel is called The Millionaire Morning Show. He does lives every day. I think it's like Monday through Friday, and sometime on Saturdays. And then he has another show. But yeah, check him out. All right, cool. So, I'm so excited. All right, finally I get to do what I want to do. All right, so we saw the troops and stuff, and it was talked about how they here in DC, they're helping out, yada yada, right? Okay, cool. Let's get things started. All right, so I got my heat press right there. Let's put this. All right, so. All right. Okay, cool. So right now, I got my heat press set up, and we're about to heat press this shirt. We're about to heat press this shirt right here. Bam, there we go. That's the shirt. Okay. I'll throw it on the heat press. All right. We got the alignment tool. I'm gonna press it real quick. So hold on. All right. The reason why I'm pressing it right now is to make sure I get out all the wrinkles in there, and then as soon as we're done, we're gonna put this logo on there first. Then we'll find another one for the alien. All right. All right. All the wrinkles done. We're gonna use the slide out feature to just pull it out. Right. So give me a second. Bam. Just want you to see this a little bit better. All right. Cool. This is the logo. I use the alignment tool. Right. All right. Cool. 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 All right. So. All right. Cool. 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 So, like I said, that's what I want to do. Right. Do the live. Get the shirt going. When I'm done with the shirt, I'm gonna move on to the next segment. Right. Bam. There we go. There we go. Right there. Look at that. Look at that. We got a mech. We got a mech. So this is like the Gundam mechs, right? Can you see it? Bam. There we go. Gundam mech right there, draped in the United States flags. There you go. There you go. And the side you got the soldiers. Bam. 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 Alright. I have to let this cool a little bit before I remove it, because if I remove it too fast, what's gonna happen is a lot of the transfer is not gonna be transferred, so I have to actually wait for it. Alright, so yeah. There's some parts right now I'm looking at. Let me reheat it. Give me a second, I'm just gonna redo it. And this is a DTF cold peel, so because of that, it takes its time to adhere to the shirt, right? Melt and bond with the shirt. All right, cool, 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 cool. So I'm gonna put it aside. I'm gonna put it aside, right? I'm gonna put it aside so now I can do the other one. Okay. I'm just looking for a white t-shirt. That's all. Give me a sec. I'm still here. So this is the next shirt I'm gonna use, right? So that's for that. All right, cool, cool, cool. So while we got the heat press on, let's just heat press everything, and then that way we can just all right, let's press it quick. All right, so we pressed it enough. All right, so we pressed it, and we're gonna use the alignment tool. What this does is just it helps you align the shirt correctly, so you have perfect placement every time. All right, cool. So next, I'm about to do this one right here. That's the ET running away from ice, right? So let's go. All right, so that's for like the deportation video you just saw. All right, once that's done, I'm gonna press it again, and then I'm gonna remove the vinyl off of that one, the other one, the mech one. That's this one right here. In case you're new to my channel, this is what I do. I do t-shirt designing and stuff like that. I don't always use this method. I have screen printing that's over there. So let me show you. I got screen printing over there. I have white toner, vinyl. So there's different ways. There's different ways in which I do like t-shirt designing, right? I got vinyl behind me right there. Can you see it? No. Bam. That's vinyl right there. That's vinyl up there. So that's how I was able to make this vinyl. Because sometimes things want only one color. It doesn't make sense for you to waste ink for one color. It's best to just use vinyl because it's a lot easier, a lot better, right? So yeah. All right, cool, cool. So let me remove this real quick. All right, may not come out perfect. All right, all right. A good percentage of it came out. Bam, there it is. All right. The feel is pretty good. All right, so now that's done. Let me do a second press because it seems like the second press is really great. All right, cool. All right, this is the other one right there. That's ET. That's ET running away from ice. All right, I'm gonna let this cool down a little bit. All right, I'm gonna heat this up real quick. right? So then I'm gonna put it on, and then I'm gonna move to the next segment. Ooh-wee. Let's do this. So, bam, there we go. There we go. Woo wee. Nice. I like that one. Like that. Yeah, baby. Bam. There we go. There we go. Woo wee. You see that? See that right there? Look at that. Bam. 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 Soldiers are here. They here. Bam. All right. All right. I did it. Freaking excited. Now, if you need shirts or whatever, just I kind of put the site down a little bit because it needs some repairs. But yeah, just hit me up, Levi Apparel, right? Um, Levi Apparel, IG, Levi Apparel, everything. You want to email me, leviapparel@gmail.com if you need anything done, right? So bam, look at that, look at that. Let me get closer. Let me get closer. See? Yeesh. Look at that. Look at the stretch on that, man. Look. Bam. Soldiers on the side. Got the mech suit. Mech suit. And I did a little fade out right here. Bam. Yo. That was amazing. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Next shirt's gonna get ready and then we're gonna get it going. Alright, cool, cool, cool. So we're gonna pin off to the next one pretty soon, but before I do, let's get off of this one right here.
U.S.A. actually conceded.
Hold on. Ooh, this next one's gonna be amazing. This next shirt's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. This next one's gonna be amazing. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Alright, alright. Alright. I don't know if I should do it before or after. Right? I got the heat press on. I'm not gonna turn it on again. I'm just gonna do the next one. So, yeah, I'm just gonna turn it on, then I'll clip it, reclip it, do my thing, and then position it, and then bam, there we go. All right, hold on one second. Let's get this done. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Cool, 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 cool. So this is it right here. Bam! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Bam! That's that ET. That's that ET. There it is. Done. 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 Nice. Nice. The feel is so nice. Let's repress it. Let's repress it. Teflon sheet, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. Oh wait, I still do. Teflon sheet doesn't really work that great, but you know what? This one I can pull off. I'll just use the actual sheet. Nice. I like this so much. Like, look at that mech on there. Bam. 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 That's what I'm talking about. Amazing. Amazing. Right. Always do the wave motion. And then peel off. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. There it is. There it is again. Bam. 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 Ooh-wee. Alright, so alright. Next, you know what? I'm gonna do it last. Should I do it last? It's gonna take time to reheat the heat press because it takes time. I'm gonna do this again, but I'm gonna put this back on because I like it. So this is the shirt I was wearing before. Just gonna throw it on there. All right, cool. All right. So, you know what? I'm not gonna mind. All right. So since we're gonna be talking about SpaceX, I thought I might create my own. Bam! Check this out. Levi Apparel. Bam! What? Let's go. All right. So I'll put this one on the shirt, but before I do, all right. So what we're doing right now, we're preheating the shirt. After we're done preheating the shirt, we're gonna throw this beautiful image on there, and then we're gonna start the well, you probably already seen it, but for some I'm starting the actual segment, get it going. All right, cool. There it is right here. 5 4 3 2 1. There we go. That's done. All right. Again, we're gonna use our alignment tool. Bam. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. So, this is what I do. What is it like? I just do 3 shirts. Wow, I didn't even know I did 3 shirts. I didn't even notice. It is what it is. If you're here, hit me with a like, subscribe. Appreciate you. All right, cool. Is there anything in the comment? Nothing yet. It is what it is. We're just gonna do our thing here. We're just gonna do our thing. Damn, this is already ready. All right. You know what? Just in case, we're gonna do a repress. We're gonna do a repress. We're gonna do a repress. That's 3 presses, right? The reason why I repress is because I had a shirt earlier that before this that I did, and when I did the shirt, I removed the what's this thing called? I removed the Teflon, the PET pet film, and what ended up happening was some of the image came out because it wasn't properly the heat was heated properly, but I removed it too fast, and the image needs to set onto the shirt, and because of that, it messed the image up and it looked really weird. So because of that, I was like, you know what? Let me repress, and that's why I do 2 press and then another one at the end, right? And I always do the rub. Just rub it on. Make sure everything is good. Make sure everything is good, right? Make sure everything is good, right? And this is how it's gonna look on the shirt. Then all I need to do is just remove the film, and we're good to go. We're good to go. Right now, it needs to cool down. It needs to cool down, if anything, and then I'll get going. All right, all right, all right. So yeah, most of these I got from like what do you call it, AI, and I was able to utilize the different prompts that I gave it, so it can do these designs for me. Like this right here is amazing. It's amazing. You see that? You got you got the soldiers on the side, and then you got the mech suit with the American flag on it. So fire, fire. I like that. I like that. I like that. So, yeah. So this is what I really want to do. Talk about a segment, make a shirt to show you, like, hey, listen, you may be watching this. It may seem like it's not related. Let me throw a shirt on there, and bam, there we go. Automatically related to the channel because we make shirts here. We do custom designs. You never know. We might do a mug one day. We might do a hat. We might do a hat. We might do embroidery. I'm not just having these for show. I'm having these so you can see, like, hey, I do embroidery, I do vinyl cutting, screen printing over there, all that stuff, right? These are not just machines that's just there for show, right? But yeah, it is what it is. Levi Apparel, like, subscribe. All right, cool, 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 cool. So yeah, so now you've seen me prep this, made this, right? But yeah, support to the troops, support to our fellow brothers and sisters in arms, and pray for success always for these various countries that we are in. Like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. Nice. All right, let's repress this. Let's repress this and get it going. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the vinyl. I mean the pet film that's on there, right? Just roll it out, roll it out, roll it out, roll it out. This is enough time. Bam. This is what happens when you repress, right? For those of you who do this is what happens when you repress. It doesn't allow anything to be left over, and then when you wait for it, if it's a cold peel, you wait for a proper time, you're good to go. So now you got the image. Bam. See it? Bam. There it is right there. There it is right there. Bam. Bam. Alright, cool. So I'm going to reheat this, and after that I'm going to put it on, start the segment, and then we're going to get going. cool for a little bit. All right, let me segue real quick. And then before I end, I'm going to segue back because I have to reclip this. Bam, there we go. There we go. Again, this is the shirt. This is the shirt, right? Bam, there we go. There we go. Bam. If you see it, you see it. Got the mech right here. Got the city. Got the soldiers. Soldiers. Right? Then we got the soldiers over there. Over there. There we go. Got the soldiers over there. So yeah, so we made the video. We talked about what was happening. That's news, and then we made a shirt. Made a shirt about it, and that's what we're gonna do from now on, right? So now we got the gist of things. We're getting on board. Getting on board, right? Getting on board. So let me go back. Let me segue back to myself. Bam. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So next we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about what are we gonna talk about? Oh, Elon Musk, SpaceX. Elon Musk, SpaceX. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. Okay. All right, but before we do, let's remove this. There we go. Bam. Bam. Let's throw this on. There it is. There it is. There it is. Whoo! Let's turn off the heat press. Look at that right there. Whoo-wee. Look at that right there. Bam. Levite apparel. Let's get ready. What does it say? Let's get ready to launch. Woo, let's launch that video. Alright, let's segue real quick. Quick second. Bam. There we go. Play.
National asset.
Right now, SpaceX is just completely dominant, but it's dominant because it's the best.
For years, the U.S. government and SpaceX have had a mutually beneficial relationship.
The government is an extraordinary customer from us, both the Department of Defense as well as NASA. The news these days is we have $22 billion worth of government contracts. We earned that.
Booster ignition and the final liftoff.
So this how it used to look like back in the day, right? You launch, and then most of the parts would be retrievable, but the rockets, everything else, not. I think the only thing that was salvageable was usually the spacecraft that would be able to orbit and all that stuff and come back. but the majority of the things were pretty much lost. SpaceX is providing something new, which is basically this. They launch, detach, nothing gets lost, nothing is needed to salvage, and then I forgot what it's called, the part that helps the ship goes up, the extra launchers, comes right back in place. When it comes to the actual space shuttle, it actually can come right back into place. So, technically, nothing gets lost and everything is recycled, reused, and we're back in space again. So now you can do multiple launches without having to worry about, okay, if I do a launch now, am I gonna have to worry about like when the next one's gonna be built? No. With SpaceX, everything's just reuse, recycle, and we call it a day. So this is why the government now is seeking contracts and is providing Elon Musk with the possibility of being able to do all these things, because guess what? Now you can do missions a lot quicker. You can do launches a lot quicker. You can do a lot more a lot quicker, right? Future of space right here. Bam. 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 Launch, come back, launch again. Oh, leave out apparel. Like and subscribe. Hey, hey. You know what's that? In case you're wondering about the feel of the ink, it feels great. It feels almost like screen printing. The reason why is because I didn't use white background. Because I didn't use the white, everything adheres to the shirt and feels more screen printing like instead of plasticky. Yeah. And it's very stretchy. Very, very stretchy. Very stretchy. Alright, let's get back to what we were watching.
Of discovery.
The government used to have its own space program, its own shuttle programs, but those were retired, and now the government looks to SpaceX for those capabilities. So without SpaceX, the government cannot deliver its critical technologies into orbit.
But a recent public feud between SpaceX founder Elon Musk and President Donald Trump over Trump's Big Beautiful Bill threatened to end this relationship.
Mr. Trump going after the SpaceX CEO's bottom line. The easiest way to save money in our budget is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. In response, Musk threatening to decommission SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft that is used by NASA to ferry astronauts to the space station.
Although Trump and Musk have since backed off these threats, the temporary rift between two of the world's most powerful men begs the question, how did the U.S. become so dependent on SpaceX? And who has more to lose if the relationship sours again?
This tension with SpaceX and its being a monopoly is one of, if not the biggest challenge for the space program today. If we are held over a barrel by not just a company, but an individual who we have no control over, that's what's, I think, concerning.
Elon Musk founded SpaceX in 2002. Using money that he made from the sale of PayPal, Musk and his new company developed their first rocket, the Falcon 1, to challenge.
By the way, PayPal was amazing. I still use PayPal today, and just the separate payment plans and stuff that they have is incredible. So no wonder he made so much money.
Existing launch providers.
There were actually a lot of startup aerospace companies looking to take on this market. They recognized we had a monopoly provider called United Launch Alliance. They had merged the Boeing and Lockheed rocket launch capacity to one company, and they were charging the government hundreds of millions of dollars to launch satellites. But wanting to break that paradigm was seen as really important to a number of companies.
In 2003, Musk paraded Falcon 1 around the streets of D.C., hoping to attract the attention of government agencies and the multi-million-dollar contracts that they offered. It worked. SpaceX was able to secure a few $1 million from the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, and the U.S.
That's pretty cool. That's showing that Elon Musk is not afraid to do innovative things to actually get attention. And as you know, he's an innovative guy, so hey, it's right along his alley.
Air Force to further develop its rockets. But the company still struggled.
NASA, and specifically the initial commercial cargo contract, is what saved the company when it was on the brink of bankruptcy.
NASA awarded the $1.6 billion contract known as Commercial Resupply Services to SpaceX in 2008, just months after the first successful flight of the Falcon 1. The contract called on SpaceX to use its new rocket, the Falcon 9, along with its Dragon capsule to ferry cargo and supplies to the International Space Station over the course of 12 missions. Orbital Sciences was given $1.9 billion for 8 missions to the ISS. Lori Garver is a former deputy administrator at NASA and was instrumental in establishing NASA's commercial space program, which has become the norm.
You know what's interesting? Is that Obama? Oh, that's Obama. Oh man, that was the first president I voted for. Man, whoo, my guy's sharp. Look at him. That's what's up. All right, cool. We're back to what we're talking about. Oh dang, I forgot what we're talking about. Yeah. So Elon Musk made money on PayPal, right? But when he left and now he's doing SpaceX, he's making billions. Like the money he's seen per contract every year or every other year, whatever he has set up, it took him years to be even able to get as close to like a billion. And he's seeing these contracts with billions happening per contracts. Like, that's crazy. That's if it's true, you know. But that's crazy. He catapulted to like different levels, and he's going beyond levels that's like, I don't know, like it's crazy. This guy just he multiplied his earnings times so much that you can't even imagine it. You know, the money he's got or his company's got is just crazy numbers.
2009, 2010, we started pitching a program to Congress to allow the private sector to bid on launching astronauts to space as well. We were spending $4-5 billion a year on the space shuttle program and not able to do what it was set out to do, which was make space travel routine and lower the cost. And the best ways to do that in this country, in a capitalist society, tend to be private sector driving innovation. So that program eventually caught on.
That program became known as Commercial Crew. In 2014, NASA awarded SpaceX $2.6 billion and Boeing $4.2 billion to develop and operate vehicles to ferry astronauts to and from the ISS.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
In 2020, SpaceX made history. It was the first time that a commercially built and operated spacecraft carried NASA astronauts to the International Space Station. It was also the first time that the U.S. was able to launch NASA astronauts from U.S. soil since the agency retired the space shuttle in 2011.
That's crazy. That's a long time. They could have, man.
Up until this time, the U.S. was dependent on Russian Soyuz rockets to launch its crew. Meanwhile, Boeing has struggled to compete.
SpaceX came on strong, and I can't say enough about their success being based on their ability to deliver. Their bid is always lower than their competitors, and then they beat their competitors in timeline and ability. The Commercial Crew program, a case in point, Boeing got almost twice as much money and hasn't been able to successfully launch and return an astronaut crew.
After launching 2 NASA astronauts to the
Whoa, did you hear that? Damn. See, a lot of people is hating on this guy. Meanwhile, Elon is pushing the limits and is making returns that's just astronomical. Like, this is a business mindset that I need to have because this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, man.
ISS on its Boeing Starliner capsule in 2024, the company was forced to return the capsule to Earth empty after it suffered mechanical issues. The 2 astronauts that were supposed to return on Starliner were eventually brought home on a SpaceX Dragon capsule, months later than originally planned. Today, SpaceX dominates large parts of the space market from launch to satellites. In 2024, SpaceX conducted a record-breaking 134 orbital launches, more than double the amount of launches done by the next most prolific launch provider, the China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation. These 134 launches accounted for 83% of all the spacecraft launched last year. Furthermore, SpaceX's Starlink satellites made up 65% of...
So here's the thing in business. The more products you innovate, you create, you redo, you go to the drawing board, revamp, right? When I say revamp, I mean, redo it. The more opportunities you have to succeed because you realize, okay, this was a mistake, that was a mistake, this was a mistake, this was a mistake. Okay, let me work on this, let me work on that. And then before you know it, you're able to have a product that's way better than those who are not working as hard as you to push out the product, right? So for example, I'm doing t-shirts. From what you see is I'm doing this review, and then I'm doing shirts, and I'm able to get this shirt logo on. But what you don't know happened is the machine I use to make the shirt designs that pushes out the ink to create the designs, this is my 5th one, right? Let's see, let me count. 1, 2. No, this is my 6th one. My 6th one. Finally, I got a machine that works. I know the machines, and now I'm able to do things that's innovative. Like, I can do this live with you guys, and show you. Well, pretty much it's gonna be clipped off, so it's gonna be a clip. But pretty soon, it's gonna be more like when I do the lives and when I do the clip. It's gonna be okay, cool. I first print out the shirt designs, put powder on them for the DTF printing process, heat it up, then apply it to the shirt. So this is off topic what we're talking about as far as SpaceX, but as far as what I'm doing, I've perfected my craft because I've been able to do it. I've been able to fail multiple times, and because of that, now I'm able to provide things to you guys that's a little bit more digestible, that's more relevant towards what I'm talking about, what I'm doing. And now I can do segments, and I can do shirts, I can do segments and more shirts, and keep it going. And I can also pre-print everything, multi-prints, get them going, get it ready. And then when I'm doing the show with you guys, bam, there we go, right? So I'm figuring out ways to innovate, do things better. And who knows, when time comes and I have the right subscribers that's actually paying attention and viewing this live instead of on the replay, right? And I start having a normal time that I come on, this is when now it's going to be more important for the channel to grow and for you guys to be more a part of it, because there's a lot of things coming. It's going to be innovative, right? So yeah, so he's been able to, like, this is innovative. It's got me thinking, and it's pushing me to do more things, right? Because it just shows he failed multiple times, and those multiple times of failures was just him finding better ways to do things and do more launches, right? Each launch, he could examine the errors. Each launch, he could examine the success, and then there you go, bam, there we go. All right, let's get it going.
Of all operational satellites in space in 2024. SpaceX's Dragon capsule and Falcon 9 rocket are the primary means by which NASA launches astronauts and supplies to the International Space Station. The company's Starlink satellites have become indispensable for providing internet access to remote areas as well as to U.S. allies during wartime. The company's Starship rocket, though still in testing, is also key to the U.S. plan to return to the moon. Quilty attributes SpaceX's market dominance to several factors.
Number one, They focused on vertical integration, both to control the costs as well as the speed of development and the engineering cycle. Number two was they focused on key technologies to reduce cost, and that was reusability. And the final thing that SpaceX did that differentiates them from every other competitive player is they scaled. And they scaled without knowledge of the demand necessarily being there, building out production capacity for flat panel antennas, for example, on the Starlink business, where they're producing millions of antennas, whereas previously, you might see global production of less than 100,000 units.
SpaceX is often also credited with considerably bringing down launch costs and undercutting the competition. And this is not even considering the company's latest rocket, Starship. Designed to be the largest and most powerful rocket in the world and built to be fully reusable, SpaceX has said that Starship will reduce...
That is crazy. Look at that. It launches, it comes back. Like, when you have independent companies do stuff, right? You have more success. You can go to different companies that's succeeding, weed out the ones that's bad, and then next thing you know, you have a more successful growth as a country, right? So I say all this because we're talking about space launch. Space launch has been stagnant. Now, with this company doing innovative things, not years, not a year, but within months. Within months. Like, throughout the whole Biden administration, right? You had, well, not the whole administration, but towards the last, you had people that were stuck in space. It took, what was it, 9 months or 10 months to get them out. When they could have been more innovative and trusting, giving them contracts so they can be more successful and being able to bring back people. But man, when Elon Musk got set up and he was able to move forward and launch through doing multiple testings, he was able to bring back those people, right? Man, let me give them applause. SpaceX, man, amazing.
Launch costs even further, though the rocket is still in testing. Meanwhile, the reliability of the company's Falcon 9 launch vehicles have caused even some of SpaceX's competitors, including Amazon and OneWeb, to launch their satellites on SpaceX rockets.
The ecosystem of space is changed by SpaceX. The lower cost of access to space is...
And there's the other thing. The fact that he's doing all these innovative things is forcing other companies to be more innovative. It's forcing more companies to actually come down in price. It's forcing more companies to actually do things to push the scale, use less resources, and be more innovative. Man, that's an applause right there. Also, guys, I'm not just doing this to just do this. I'm gonna do a lot of things on space, so I'm be making more space shirts. So you know what I mean. If you want some of these stuff that I'm making, right? Let me know. Hit me on the comment, and I'll give you the link so you can actually get it. Right? Like, subscribe again. Levi Apparel
is doing what we had dreamed of. It is built up a whole community of
all right, cool. So with that launch, I'm out. Like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. Bam. This is it. Bam. We did it. All right. So like I said, do the live or the reclip of what you've seen. Show me doing the shirts. Bam. Cut it. Woo-wee. All right, cool. So now let's talk about the next thing, right? Also, guys, look on the link description. I don't play out the whole thing. Well, not all the time. If it's like 1 or 2 minutes, it's hard to keep it small. But it is what it is. All right. Okay. All right. So now back to regularly scheduled program. All right. Hold on one second. Hold on. Give me a minute. I gotta segue back to myself. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah. So that was it. SpaceX. That was amazing. They're doing big things. And actually, you know what? I may have to do some more research on that company because the things they're doing is innovative and their thought is just interesting. You know, they're succeeding. So I'm gonna do some more review on them and see how I can just utilize their business know-how to succeed. All right. So yeah. But yeah, look at this right here. Bam. Bam. There we go. There we go. All right. Next, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna go back. Gonna go back, and we're gonna talk about um conveyor dryers. Conveyor dryers, right? Space real quick. So, like, when it comes to conveyor dryers, there's a lot of different ones, but there's one company, in my opinion, because I get majority of my stuff from them, anyways. I've trusted them since the beginning of RideNet's creation. When it comes to like YouTube, from when I've been watching them, their stuff is just amazing. They keep innovating and they're doing things that's just beyond, and I like that, right? I like that. They even have an apparel line that I'm gonna talk about soon. I've been wanting to talk about soon, and yeah. So at the end of the day, I like them. I like them. I like them. So a lot of people don't realize something called a conveyor dryer. When it comes to like t-shirt designing and stuff, it's important. Having the right conveyor dryer is important. Being able to succeed with the right conveyor dryer is important. But conveyor dryer can also be used for a lot of variety of things. If you have a DTG machine, you can use a conveyor dryer, right? If you have a what's that thing called? Screen printing, you should use a conveyor dryer. But some things you can't because you need to press it on and you need that pressure, right? For example, sublimation is wiser to use heat press. Vinyl is wiser to use heat press. But having a conveyor dryer that's the right size for your shop is important. And RideNet has done it with their new Riley Cure. And let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Alright, hold on. Let me segue. Bam. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's go to it real quick.
About moving until all the heat dissipates. The main differences between curing with a flash and curing with a conveyor dryer are the time and consistency. As you print more colors, your ink layer gets...
So some people uses the flash dryer because they don't have enough room for a conveyor dryer. So it's understandable. But eventually you're gonna have to upgrade because the flash dryer takes a little bit longer sometimes and things are not as accurate. So this is why you need a conveyor dryer. but also, I use a heat press. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, because I don't have room for a flash dryer. I mean conveyor dryer.
It's thicker and thicker. This makes curing with a flash time-consuming and difficult to keep consistent cure across the whole print. This makes a conveyor dryer a worthy investment. Testing for proper cure is very important. Let's talk about using a laser temp gun to check and see if our print has been fully cured.
Nice, nice. This is amazing.
Thanks for watching, screen printers. If you found this video helpful, you won't want to miss our comprehensive online course, How to Screen Print with a Kit 250 Edition, available exclusively on screenprinting.com.
All right. So yeah. So that was it right there. Flash driving. Let me go back a little bit. There we go.
Is the smallest of the conveyor dryers. It is compact and can fit in small spaces. Place it on top of a cart or a table and roll it out of the way when you don't need
All
it.
that is.
A larger dryer, like the Riley Cure 245,
In case you guys are wondering what it is, there it is right there. Riley Cure 245. Right. I'm not getting paid for this. Just I'm looking for ways that's innovative, enough footprint that I can still do what I need to do, but not have to worry about it. And
or 248 is a great versatile option. The 245 and the 248 have longer tunnels and a larger heating element to cure garments with virtually no worries. The longer the dryer tunnel, the bigger the bullseye. If you're printing with water-based inks, you'll want to consider a Riley Cure forced air conveyor dryer to cure those inks with confidence. The first zone is a flash zone where it heats up rapidly, becoming 50% hotter than the rest of the dryer. It will evaporate the water from the water.
Nice. I don't know why the image goes fuzzy. It's weird. It's so weird. Like, why is it going fuzzy? Like, come on.
Water-based inks quickly, and then dwell for an extended period of time in the second zone as its cure temperature. Combine those with the forced air technology, the dryer achieves great results. Conveyor dryers are a great, reliable curing source. Depending on the dryer you have, you'll be able to choose the heat and belt speed settings to dial it in for the job you're printing. All conveyors come with some basic controls. On-off switches for the belt and heating element, as well as a belt speed control. Larger dryers like the Riley Cure 245 also include a temperature control, while compact dryers do not have this feature. It's important to plug the conveyor dryer into the right outlet.
Alright guys, that's it. I'm done. Alright, cool. Let's get off of this real quick. Go back to me. Alright. So that was the Riley 245 reliable conveyor dryer. If you guys are interested, go check them out right now. I think they like screenprinting.com. That's usually where I get my stuff from them. But yeah, really great company and amazing. If you need yourself flash dryer, right? Alright. Let's go. Okay. Hold on. Alright, guys. What I'm about to show you next, you've seen before, but I have to hit it on the head. Alright, so here it is. Hold on real quick, let's segue. So this is a 6-color DTF print heat press machine. I don't even know if that's a thing, but it is what it is. If I get a shop that's big enough, I gotta get me at least 2 6-color 6-station heat press with the automatic shirt remover on there, the automatic DTF applicant on there for the shirt. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look again.
Film to the specified position via position-based sensor control. Adjust the placement of DTF transfer film position. The clothes are laid flat on the workbench. Infrared positioning. Automatic film feeding.
Every time I see that, I'm amazed. I wanted to make a machine to actually do that, and here they are saying, nah, you don't gotta do that. We already did it for you. Nice, nice.
First heating plate presses down automatically. When the time is up, the heating plate will rise automatically. Automatic film tearing. The second heating plate is separate and removable. Six-axis mechanical arm clothing collection system.
You know, the mechanical arm thing, I actually could probably get that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get that.
Clear and beautiful effect, bright color.
Ooh, come on.
I think my analysis on
Yeah. Let's escape real quick. Bam, and go back. Go back. Come on. Where's the... Alright, good thing this is not going to be clipped on.
And beep as a warning. After the
Bluetooth disconnected.
Alright. So that's it, guys. That's it. Like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. We done. Give me a second.
Bluetooth is connected.
Alright, like, subscribe. It's Levi Apparel. Appreciate you. We made the shirt, and then we got some clips going, and we talked about shirt stuff and other stuff, but it is what it is. So that's what I'm trying to do every day. Like, subscribe, Levi Apparel. Peace. Alright, hold on 1 second. About to turn it off real quick. Stream's about to end, and appreciate you. Appreciate you again for joining. Appreciate you. Woo-wee.